Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between, welcome to the comedy extravaganza that is The Adventures of E. Strap yourselves in because in this podcast we dive into hilarious personal stories, mishaps, and everyday life. From the awkward encounters at the grocery store to trying to adult in a world that seems determined to trip us up at every turn. So whether you're listening during your commute or just kicking back with a cup of coffee, get ready to laugh until your sides hurt. Here's your host, Elissa.
What do you mean am I going to start this?
Will we hear the intro or no? It's just going to be added in later.
No, the intro's there, but we don't get to hear it.
I see.
So I get to edit it all together.
This is so weird.
What?
I don't know.
So this is our initial podcast.
Yes.
So this is the first go-round of The Adventures of E.
And hopefully many more to come.
Many more to come. Obviously, we're noobs at this.
Totally.
Trying to figure this out. This is the brainchild of my wife. I am Jason, my wife.
Elissa.
So this is her brainchild and mostly her stories.
Because I have a fucking nuts life.
Yeah, and it's been crazy for basically the past 10 years, you know.
Even then before you. But
yeah, even very much before me.
We've got all kinds of things to cover.
All kinds of things. So this is definitely not going to be a super child-friendly podcast, so keep that in mind when you're listening to this.
Also, family of mine, please just turn back now.
Yeah, just run away
Please,
very
for
quickly.
All of our sakes, because I'm going to be embarrassed. You're going to be embarrassed. Let's just not do it.
Awkward.
That's the story of my life.
Yep. So yeah, that's just kind of a little bit of background on where we're starting off with things. Let's see here. What is it that we do for a living? Should we share that with everybody? Or
yeah, why not? I tell everybody. So I'm an ICU nurse, and I always tell everybody I'm a comedian trapped into a nurse's body. So that's where some of my stories actually do come from.
For sure.
And you, sir?
I am in the radio industry. I work for a radio station
That's
close
why
to where
he sounds like he's calling a stripper out on my intro.
Penny, come on down to the stage. Yeah, no. Hard pass. We'll move along from that one.
Another day.
Yeah, another day.
So, I can't.
I know. Yeah, and I totally screwed that one up, too. Like, I had a good line with it and just completely forgot everything.
I know. It's like you put the earphone thingies on and the microphone's in front of you and you're like, oh my God, what do I do with my hands?
I know, the asshole puckers a little bit.
It does. I thought you heard my squeak, but I wasn't sure.
I wondered what that was.
It was my asshole. It went.
Yep. So should we start off with a story, or should we just talk about the past few weeks' events? I mean, we're going to be talking about all kinds of different things. I mean, day-to-day events, our day-to-day life,
yes.
Life lessons. We're going to have coaching, teaching moments that are... We're going to tell you right now, don't listen to them.
No,
ever.
None of them. And I just need everybody to realize I'm a 12-year-old child trapped into a 100-year-old lady's body.
Yeah. That is also very true that I've learned over the last 10 years.
So I kind of wanted to talk about how this even started because we kind of spoke on it, but I don't think we really did. So I don't know. I think it was like maybe about 4 years ago, my phone started to blow up. And it was a bunch of people from high school, people I knew at the moment. Anyway, they shared a picture of Bert Kreischer, the comedian, who I absolutely fucking love. And I would love to be his best friend and his wife's.
Rightfully so. And maybe if we do well enough and become, the nation's #1 podcast, like he might actually take notice and maybe have us on the show.
Let's start low. I'll just be his friend.
Okay. All right. Touche. Fair enough.
So anyway, when his machine story came out about how he accidentally got involved in the Russian mafia,
right.
I had 30, 40 people reach out to me sharing it saying, why do I feel like this is you? Or why do I feel like this is the male version? Oh, sorry. Why do I feel like this is the male version of you? And so I've never loved stand-up comedy ever. It's not ever been anything I was interested in. So I started watching his shows and I'm sucked in. And his life is very fucked up on like another level because, you know, he's famous. He lives in LA. We live in Indiana. But it's, I mean...
Well, actually, I think, hasn't he moved to San Antonio now or something like that? That's where he's doing his podcast at? Or...
Oh, I have no idea. I know nothing about that.
Yeah, well, I you know, I'm a sucker. Like, I listen to the podcasts on a
I've sucked you in. Everybody, all the nurses I know, I've sucked them in.
Yep.
So yeah, that's how this actually really started. And then... like his story, the machine, I always have that one story that everybody who knows me is like, oh, you got to tell the new person or so-and-so about how you broke into Kohl's.
Right.
Which was by accident. Don't ever break into Kohl's on purpose.
Yeah, we'll get there. Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that on purpose. I mean, you know, unless you're living in California and then they won't arrest you. So
it was awkward enough as it is.
Yeah. So we'll get to that story. I'm not concerned about that. So, but I mean, what really, after all this time, what's really driven you to want to push to do this and expand on it?
Honestly, I do love my job. I love what I do to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I know, like, God love him. I can't be 60 years old rolling up in the ICU trying to be a nurse. I just can't.
Yeah.
I can't stand people for that long anyway.
Well, how the hell would you lift somebody out of their bed when you're using a walker yourself? Like,
okay, minor details. Okay.
Yeah,
Fingers crossed I'm not on a walker, and if I am, I want it to be a motorized one.
Yeah. I'd rather just have a wheelchair, just a little meep.
Just hit the kids.
Yeah, just run them over. It'll be fine. Shut them out.
So I just realized, like, I'm getting older. Life's getting shorter. It's too short to not do the things I love, and I love telling stories.
Right. You are an amazing storyteller, yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm good at. I love it. I get myself in the weirdest situations. People think it's hilarious. Like, I just thought we've had so many travel nurses even.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, Elissa, you have to do a podcast. If you do, tell me, I'm going to listen. I miss you so much. I want to listen.
Right.
So that's kind of what drove it home. Is I brought it up jokingly at work. And people were like, oh my God, please do it. Please do it. And I thought... what do I have to lose? Nobody listens. Yeah. It doesn't hurt my feelings at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's a fun creative outlet. Yeah.
Absolutely. Sure. And I was going to talk to you about this. I don't think, like, everyone may not be funny, or, you know, there are life things that really do happen that sometimes come up and I feel very passionately about and want to talk about. And
right.
We will do trigger warnings and things like that for people, but those story times will come up as well.
Yeah, and for sure, and that's why I kind of gave that little bit of preface, that little bit of warning earlier. Is, you know, we're going to be very candid. We're not going to sugarcoat things or the way we feel or the things we think or, you know, anything along those lines. So, and we're totally okay with that. You know, if this podcast isn't for everybody, we're not doing it to market ourselves. We're not doing it to, you know, make a bunch of money or, you know, be super famous.
No.
I mean, God forbid, you know.
I mean, I want to be famous enough that I can pump my gas and stare off into the sunset and maybe meet Bert once or twice. Like, that's all I want in life.
All right, so Bert Kreischer, if you ever listen to this podcast
or any,
this podcast, especially our numero uno, this is it. You have to be a part of this. You have to connect with us.
I have to manifest my destiny that Bert Kreischer and I will be best friends.
I mean, Jesus, even if you just give us an email, we'll do a Zoom call. We got a screen in front of us. Like, we'd have a blast. It'd be ridiculous.
I'm not going to lie. 90% of the time I might be sobbing, but I promise you it'll be a good cry.
Yeah, kind of like when you held Sylvia the sloth.
Oh my God, that got brought up the other day at work.
No. Oh no.
Okay, so everybody's seen the episode of Ellen show where Kristen Bell sobs. They bring out a sloth, she sobs.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, I'll have to pull it up for you because I just happened to see it one day.
All right, fair enough.
I love sloths so much that we went on a family vacation to Alabama, of all places.
Mm-hmm. Good old Bama.
Oh, man. And
Miss LaRoe.
a Piggly Wiggly. It was a situation. It's another story.
That's a story for a different episode.
So we went to the zoo type experience, but you could pay to feed the sloths. I'm telling you, I stood in the corner and sobbed holding that piece. It was a skewer. It was like a piece of pineapple on her skewer or something.
Yeah, they love little bits of fruit.
And I just was like, oh my God. Like, I didn't even get a good picture because I'm ugly crying in every single one of them.
Yeah, it was a little awkward, especially for me being behind the camera, like trying to take said photographs. I'm like, honey.
I was just so excited. Well, then the second one happened in Panama.
Yeah.
Panama City Beach. We went down there. We got
Beach.
to Beach. Yeah, that little white trash will come out every now and again. So just hold on to your horses.
Take them out of the trailer park. Can't take the trailer park out of them. It's all right.
Ouch.
I know.
So anyway, we were Panama City Beach, and Jason paid the extra money so I could go in and feed the sloths. And their names, there were 3 of them, Slow, Mo, and Denise. Which, that's the worst names I've ever heard.
I mean, Slow is appropriate.
Yeah, and Mo. But why would you name the third one Denise? Like, we could have done better.
Matriarch. I mean...
No, nothing dumb, but like maybe fast forward. I don't know.
No, I'm saying like she was probably the matriarch.
No, she was the youngest.
Was she? I don't remember
They have the other 2 before they had her. Anyway, that's beside the point.
The fact that you remember this from years ago, okay.
Yeah, anyway, so I got to feed it, and the sloth, I think it was Slow, she reaches out to me, and I'm like, oh my God, they know I'm their mother. And I was like, I was fully prepared to pick up the sloth until the guy basically swatted my hands away and told me that wasn't allowed, and that I would mentally, what did he say? I would mentally hurt them for the rest of their life.
Yeah, because they have no sense of gravity or distance or anything like that.
And I just put my arms down and stood there and silently sobbed.
Yeah, if they're not like hanging on to a tree or
like
hanging.
An actual, physical, something sturdy, I guess it throws them off. I honestly didn't know that, but that's okay.
We learned a lot that day.
We did.
We also learned that baby capybaras, they like to chew on shoelaces or eat your fingers.
Yes, and lemurs love Brenda. Oh, by the way, Brenda will come up quite a few times. Brenda's my mom. We call her Mom. We jokingly call her Brenda, too. She goes by either or. Yeah. But the lemurs loved her. Yeah. Would not leave her alone.
Nope.
She, stood there and had 6 of them.
Yeah, it was like an episode, or the beginning of the fucking Lion King.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Well, it was more like King Julian.
King Julian!
Yeah, it was him, for sure. And it was just hilarious, so there's that.
That was crazy. And, we seem to have a lot of excursions in our life together with animals. We have dogs. We've had dogs ever since we first got together. And
I grew up on a farm.
And I grew up having dogs with my family.
And you lived in the city.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I absolutely hate the city. God forbid I ever move back to it. Yeah,
Let's
just shoot
not.
me now.
Let's not.
Never. But anyways, I digress. So we have 3 dogs right now. We have, and we'll go from smallest to largest. So we have Mac the Cheesy, who has his own Instagram account. We call him the Demon Potato. He is a little Frenchie with a nice cleft lip that likes to just be a psychotic little bastard.
Yeah, not palate, people. Don't freak out. It's just his lip.
Yeah, just his lip. So he snorts.
He also looks like Lord Farquhar.
Yeah, he's a mouth breather.
Oh my God, he's so bad. Then what makes it even worse is that his teeth, instead of growing forward and around, they have grown back and in. So he looks like he's got these little nubbin shark teeth. Yep. And they do some damage, let me tell you.
They do. They hurt.
They hurt.
They hurt more than anything else I've been bitten by in my lifetime. They hurt. So next up, we have our slightly psychotic, anxiety-ridden lab coonhound, Harley. She's like Harley Quinn. She is psychotic.
She's nuts, but she's becoming like old lady nuts now because she's old.
Yeah, she's only about 4.5.
She's 5. She's 5 or 6, somewhere in there. Old. But she's becoming crazier.
Yeah, senility's a bitch.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
Yeah, and then we have the newest member of the family, good old Lila.
Who's also anxiety ridden. We got her so she could help me with my anxiety, and now I'm her emotional support human.
Yeah. She's half German Shepherd and half Black Lab, and she's just
full crazy,
all black, full crazy.
She's an awkward giraffe in every sense of the word.
Yeah. She stumbles over her own paws. She will not stop incessantly, like nibbling,
Nibs. She nibs, and she also likes to lick.
Yeah.
Everything.
So yeah, that, we kind of have a funny farm at our house. We have an elderly mother that's quite humorous most of the time.
Oh my God, she is hilarious.
Yep. And then we have 3 dogs that entertain us for the most part when they're not pissing us off.
Yes.
But we love them. We love them all.
We do. We joke about them being on an ASPCA commercial and hearing Sarah McLachlan in the background, but that's only a joke, people. We would never get rid of them. I don't know what we would do without them, honestly.
Like, let's be honest. We love animals way more than we like people.
That is accurate.
Yeah.
So that's why I decided not to become a vet tech.
I know, right? Fair enough. But, we have excursions. We have all kinds of experiences in life with animals. I mean, the one that really, really comes to mind is going to be Waffles. The baby possum that somehow got into our garage.
Y'all, he robbed me. No, I'm not done. Sir, I didn't cut you off. He robbed me of the chance to be this possum's mom. Okay. And I'm just so sad about it. Still, how many years ago has it been? 4?
It's been 4 or 5 years. Yeah. And, Waffles went to live in a field off behind our property.
He literally ran to the neighbor's yard, and their dog came out and was trying to play with him, and he played dead.
Yep.
And we literally watched him play dead.
Yep.
And then he ran off.
Yep. So off into the sunset of possum heaven.
We've had that. Do you remember when my stepdad, Tim, Brenda's other half at one time, he has now since passed on, unfortunately. Tim was a very colorful character, to say the least.
Colorful's a fucking understatement.
And,
good Lord.
And what was that, gopher he caught in a bucket with antifreeze?
Yeah, it was a groundhog. Yeah.
He didn't try to poison him on purpose. We didn't know there was antifreeze in the bucket.
Yeah, it just kind of happened. I'd kind of been working in the garage and used it for something else, and he just on a whim decided to grab it and throw it in a bucket and take it and dump it in the woods somewhere.
Well, it tried to attack one of our dogs that has since passed over the Rainbow Bridge. Her name is Baby Girl. Worst name ever. Anyways.
Hey, don't judge.
It's terrible.
She responded to it. I adopted her. She was a rescue. Come on.
Anyway, it was attacking her, and Jason, being the wonderful dog dad that he is, was trying to fight it off with a broom, and the gopher got attached to the broom. Do you remember that? And you were flinging it in the air. This is all at 6:45 in the morning, people.
And this isn't like just any groundhog or gopher. This is like...
It was massive.
It's super gopher.
Like, it was massive.
Like, this bastard was every bit of 30 pounds. I mean, or just more. Huge.
Or more, honest to God, or more. I'm running out to the middle of the yard. Jason goes running and decides to hop the fence. His sleep pant got caught on the top of the chain link fence. He comes down and smacks it hard like a tambourine, just like boom. I'm running into the yard being like, I'm coming. And remember, I hit that pothole.
Yep.
Lost my whole leg in it. Fell in the wet grass.
It was the gopher hole.
Yeah, just started sobbing because I was just like, I'm laying in wet grass at 6:45 in the morning, and this is my circus. These are my monkeys.
Yep. So you lost your leg. I lost my balls over a fence. It was.
Tim got the gopher and the antifreeze. And then he catch and released it.
Yeah. He talked about wanting to eat it, and we turned him away from that.
I told him if he did, I would disown him, honestly, because that's nasty.
And that's the only reason why he didn't. Let's be honest.
That's probably accurate.
Let's be honest.
That's probably accurate.
Yeah. So yeah, we've had interesting experiences with animals over the years. We love our animals, and so it's all part of the life that is ours. That's been crazy.
Farm.
Yeah, the fun. It really is. It is the funny farm.
It really is.
So we've kind of gone over, why you wanted to do this and given a little backstory and your innate love for Bert Kreischer and how much you want to be his best friend.
Yes.
What else can we tell everybody? What else can we share with everybody on the inaugural episode?
I don't know. That was a weird voice, and it kind of made me angry. I'm not going to lie to you.
I can see the rage welling up in your eyes.
I was just like, why? That was unnecessary.
I don't know.
But a lot of me is unnecessary, too, so it's okay.
Yeah, I do the random voices and all the kinds of weird stuff because that's just my personality. Take it or leave it. Thankfully, you've taken it instead of leaving it. So.
Unfortunately, for 9 years, I've taken it.
Fuck me.
Do we want to tell a story? Do we?
I mean, we can tell a story. We can tell our day-to-day life. I mean...
It's completely up to you, whatever you think.
This ain't my podcast.
Well, I know. Well,
I'm just sitting here for color commentary.
Yeah. Oh, the stripper commentary.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that was gross. Don't do that again either. Should we talk about Kohl's?
You know what? That might be a good tester. Test the waters and see how good that's going to go over. Because it's not too crazy, but it's also crazy enough to be you.
Yeah, so it's accurate.
Let's be honest, it would probably work. So, go ahead and...
Away we go, right?
Yeah.
So let me start it off the story by telling everybody I am married to a 100-year-old man, and we have to go to the BMV. And that means that even though the BMV opens at 8:30, Jason has to be there at 8 o'clock waiting on them to open.
Well, yeah.
Okay, my ADHD brain doesn't work quite like that.
Well, and it's because I don't like people. So if you get there early, you get in, you get out.
You get there early, this is what we had. I'll never forget it. First of all, I look homeless. I remember this. I looked homeless, you looked nice, you were getting ready to go to work.
Yeah.
He was in business casual, I was in a t-shirt. Sure, my hair was just thrown up, and a pair of tennis shoes and ripped jeans. I guarantee you. And I remember I had a big bag. We get stuck in that glass mezzanine. Do you remember this? With an old man who was 88 years old, who reeked of urine and accidentally disconnected himself from his O2 tank, and I thought I was going to have to save his life.
Well, I mean, you were off the clock. It was okay. I mean, here, natural selection. Go with God. It'll be fine.
No, I can't. I can't do that. So that's what we're stuck with. So we get in. We get the car registered or whatever we're doing. At that point, we lived about, 15, 20 minutes outside of town?
Yeah, give or take. Yeah, give or take.
So he has to go to work. It's now 8:30 because, we were the first people in. And so I'm like, I'm going to go by Kohl's. We don't have the best cell signal. I Google it. It won't come up and tell me that when... there are times that they're open, I guess. Yeah. So I watch a guy go in.
If you're hearing this, Sprint, T-Mobile, you suck.
Really badly, yes, you do.
That's why we no longer use you. You suck.
Okay, don't be mean. Leave it alone. So I see a guy walk in the automatic doors, and they opened up. I'm like, oh, they're open. Okay, cool. I get out of the car with my giant-ass bag. By the way, I'm in nursing school. That's why I have a big bag on me.
As opposed to any other day that you're carrying a bag?
That's also accurate. But I remember I had homework stuff with me because I thought I was going somewhere after that. I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
Who knows?
I just remember I have a really big bag. A shoplifter bag is honestly what I thought. Oh my God. Anyway, I go in.
It's a little ratchet with the shoplifter bag.
Yeah. I go in and I take off my sunglasses, put them on my head, and I'm like, my God, it's dark in here. But I'm like, I just came in from outside, had my sunglasses on.
Let the eyes adjust, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. So I'm standing in our old Kohl's. There was the jewelry counter, which they no longer have, but then there was the makeup and the fine fragrance was in this L shape.
Yeah.
And I had actually went in there to buy cologne for you because I had Kohl's cash and I, of course, had to use it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I stink normally without cologne, so you had to make sure I was stocked up.
No, I just know that they carry a very specific one that you liked, and I had the Kohl's cash.
Fair enough. All right, we'll go with that.
Yeah, so I go in there, and all of a sudden I hear this man's walkie-talkie. In retails, you know how they have, walkie-talkies. Usually they have an earpiece, whatever. I worked in retail for years, by the way. And I hear, it's going to be a busy one. We've got people in the parking lot waiting, and that's when it hit. Shit, they're not fucking open.
Just a ton of bricks just hit.
Oh, my God, I'm not joking. So I am by no means a tiny woman. And I look... where I'm standing, where the door is and the trajectory that it would take me to get out. And I know my fat ass can't clear it. And I know I have a big old shoplifter bag and I don't know what to do. So I squat.
Well, because if you run,
I'm going to look like I stole something.
It's going to look super, super suspicious.
But then if I slowly walk out, that also looks super sus.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're up shit creek. I mean,
Yeah.
you're screwed either way you go.
Oh, yeah. And I remember I had a Guns N' Roses t-shirt on to make it even better for you guys.
Yeah.
So I squat where I stood. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I can't get out of here. They're not open. I don't know. And then I think, like, this whole inner monologue happens. And I just recently found out that doesn't happen for everybody, which is very weird to me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've ever really personally experienced my own inner monologue. I've heard of people doing that. And
I haven't.
And I know
Yeah.
you've talked about having
Oh,
that.
I have it bad. And I'm like, shit, they're going to think I'm fucking guilty. And I'm like, Elissa, you're squatting. Like, how worse could this look? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to stand up. I no sooner fucking stand up, I lock eyes with the store manager. And for all of you who don't know me, when I get very nervous, I yell. And it's not done on purpose. It just happens that way. Or when I get excited as well. I look
Or really
at,
for any reason.
Yeah,
let's be honest. You just like to yell.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Stop yelling at me.
Yeah, don't make people think I beat you.
Well, you know.
Anyways, so I lock eyes with the store manager and I scream at him and I go, I didn't know you weren't open. And he, like, looks at me stunned. Obviously, there's just random girl screaming at him and he goes,
Well, because you popped up out of nowhere like a damn leprechaun. Just
I know.
Hey-o.
magically delicious.
Yeah, right.
Like, what are you gonna do? And he goes, okay, if you wait a minute. And he points at the ceiling. He goes, if you wait a minute, the lights will come on. And no sooner did he say that, them lights came on.
Oh, yeah. Cole said, let there be light.
And then all of a sudden, it happened. When I panic in my stomach. You can ask Jason. This is God's honest truth. I panic in my stomach, and I'm like, holy shit, I've got to go to the bathroom now.
Get the burble girts going.
Oh, man. I hightail it to their bathroom. Don't ask me why. I already know where the bathroom is. I hightail it back there, right?
Which is equally suspicious because you have the big bag and you're running through
And
the
now
store.
I'm running through the store because I've
Right.
got to shit, or
Right.
I'm going to shit myself.
Right.
And then that's going to go over even better. So I get back there. I get back to the big stall because I'm a big girl. I don't like to be boxed in, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm not going, but like I'm just sitting there and I'm feeling better. And all of a sudden I hear, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, the toilet is leaning downwards. I hear,
So it's a Titanic moment. Like, it's going down.
the whole toilet hit the floor. The whole toilet hit the floor. There are tiles that have since popped out and busted on the floor next to me. And I'm like, now I've fucking broken their bathroom. So what do? I clench.
Pinch it off. Gotta go.
I didn't even do anything, but
Gotta
I
get out.
clenched and I was like, I gotta go. I gotta get home, or at least I gotta go to Marshall's. Don't judge me. That's my other place.
Well, yeah, and that was a struggle before because it used to be, there was a shopping center that had Kohl's and Marshalls and all these other little fun stores that you like to go into on a regular basis. So it's just one after another.
But I only poop in certain ones.
Okay, so you've scouted the bathrooms. Like you
yeah.
know.
I know where I can and can't go.
Okay.
So anyway.
So is Marshall's a quality bathroom?
A plus.
A plus.
It is always clean.
Okay. All right.
TJ Maxx, Marshall's, Home Goods, if you're listening, I will be your number one supporter of your bathrooms.
I mean, their shelves may look like shit, but the bathrooms
The
don't.
bathrooms do not. They are chef's kiss. I'm telling you.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so anyway, I hightail it out of the bathroom. And I'm like power walking like a mall walker, and I know you know what I mean. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm going, I'm booking it.
Yeah.
As fast as my fat little legs will carry me. And I get sidetracked by something shiny out of the corner of my eye, and it's a purse.
Oh. Which, by the way, folks, we will talk about the purse collection at some point in time. Just not now. We don't have enough time in this episode.
I love bags.
Yeah.
So I get sidetracked. I'm like looking at something. I picked it up, whatever. I'm examining it. Somebody out of the corner of my right eye comes over my shoulder and goes, "You finding everything okay?" I turn around, it's the same guy. I scream and I go, I'm fine, thank you. And I just run. I ran out of the store.
Just ran.
I just ran. I haven't been back until last week. Last week was the first time I've been back to that Kohl's.
So that's been, what, 5-6 years?
Oh, my gosh, yeah. I'm like, watch. I told my friend who I went with, I was like, they probably have a picture in the back of my face.
Yeah, they probably do. They're probably like, don't let her in.
Or if you let her in, make sure she's not stealing or breaking the toilet.
Yeah, check her bag, you know.
Check her bag. Are the toilets still intact?
Oh, my God, yeah. That's, yeah, so now I know, don't go into a Kohl's bathroom and actually sit down, because their installation procedures are probably suspect.
Like, they don't have the whole toilet. Like, the whole bottom of the toilet. Oh, God dang it. Sorry.
Keep hitting the microphone. It's fine.
I know. I'm sorry. This is new to me, people. I talk with my hands. What did you expect? No, like, the bottom half of their toilets are not there, so they could, like, come out of the wall. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I need the whole fucking toilet, okay?
And so it needs to go down, not back.
Yes, because, like, let's be honest, like, this is not the first bathroom I have wrecked. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
I have also flooded an entire mall.
Yeah, that's definitely a full episode conversation there.
Literally. And that will come, but that has happened. That's why I have, like, this toilet phobia. Yeah. And that's why I know what bathrooms I can use.
All right, fair enough. Hey, you know what? I mean, let's be real honest. Like, I'm a shit at home guy. Like, I won't do it at work. I won't do it in public unless it's an absolute emergency, because I will take myself out of the equation and go, okay, is it worse to shit yourself or to shit in a strange bathroom? Like, it's one of those oddball things.
But I've never had the option. I'm not like you. Like, I don't go every day. People don't judge me, okay? I have a bowel problem.
Yeah, this has devolved into a shit talking story, literally.
Literally a shit show.
Yep.
But no, like, I'm not like you. I don't go every day. I don't go the same time every day. Like, people who do that, I think you all are a bunch of serial killers.
Yeah, well.
Like, when I have to go, I have to go. It don't matter. I have gone in truck stop bathrooms when my house was 10 minutes away because, I had to go.
Well, but, here's the thing. Like, and everybody's different. But interestingly enough, like, I work with a guy, all right, that... We've gone to lunch as a group, as a company and whatnot, and literally, within 5 minutes of him being done with lunch, guess where he's heading?
The bathroom?
He's heading to the bathroom.
What the fuck? Like,
Every single time. Every single time.
Also,
I have never experienced that in my entire life.
Also, I have a family member who used to be like that, and it used to drive me nuts because we knew in 5 minutes we were going to have to stop.
Like, do you not have a stomach? Do you not have intestines?
Like,
it's literally just,
Like, just in one end, out the other?
Yeah.
Like, what? But then I won't go at home all week. I'll get to work, and I can't stay out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. We already know this. Our bowels make no sense.
Yep. So, anyways, we're going to move on from the shit-talking stories and see if we can bring up something else that might be of entertaining value.
Okay, what are you thinking?
I've been trying to... really think of topics and really think of things for us to cover and like go over and and talk about just in general.
Right.
And I'll be quite honest, I've sucked at it lately. I'm usually really good at those types of things, but for some reason, I've sucked at it lately. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's because this is basically your baby, these are your stories, and I'm just sitting back here as the color commentary. Like, I'm the guy that's running the board and the electronics to make sure that everything goes according to plan.
But also, time out, in real life, though, you were also the guy behind making sure that I have my life together, and at least, my pants are pulled up and buttoned, and I'm not, like, just running amok.
Most days.
So he's behind the soundboard on that too. My life.
Yeah. I mean, we did just institute a calendar as of late.
I don't want to talk about it. It infuriates me. I'm going along with it just to make him happy, everybody, but it infuriates me.
Well, hey, folks, it benefits you too, because then we put the podcast recording on a schedule and we get to do that every week, because we're going to be doing weekly episodes. We're gonna get that out and get things going.
Are we now?
Yeah. Yeah, that was the plan. Get weekly episodes, get everybody excited, you know, because you have stories to tell for days, you know, and we have, you know, fun experiences together and things we can share from our life together.
And work horror stories.
Oh God,
stories of roaming dildos, which
yeah, we're not even going to get into that on this podcast. we need to get a couple episodes deep in. Yes, that's what she said. But anyways,
oh my God, the dad jokes, they're killing me.
We will dad joke it like crazy too.
He will.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, it's you.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I guess we could talk about family too, because that's part of this.
Okay, all right.
So, Jason and I have been married for 9 years.
Almost 10.
No, this year will be 9, babe.
Is it this year 9?
Yeah, this year's 9.
Oh.
We've been married 9 years.
Feels a hell of a lot longer.
Before we became us.
Yeah.
I was married for almost 10 years prior, and I had a son from that marriage. We won't go into his name, but that is my man child. He is 17 years old, and we love him, and Jason loves him as if he was his own, which
That's my boy.
I really lucked out on that one, everybody. So there's that. My man child lives with his dad full time, unfortunately, which was very heartbreaking, but it's been good. But stories of raising him are part of this too, and things that maybe we weren't so proud of that we did, like teaching him how to
steal.
Yes.
Cones off the side of the road.
Traffic cone, leaning out the door with the vehicle rolling.
No. Let's be honest. Okay, we did not endanger our fucking child. All right.
That was me.
That was you hanging out the window.
I know.
Or hanging out the door as I'm driving along a backcountry road, and there's just cones that are left there. And the whole thing started because I drove home, and I was aggravated because I literally had to drive off the road into a ditch to
not hit the cone.
To not hit the cones. And I'm like, what dumbass put these on the road? Like, was he cross-eyed? Like, what? You know, so it was aggravating. So I come home, I'm frustrated, and then what did you suggest? Oh, let's go take them. I
said we should go take those. Because there was literally no reason for them to be in the middle of the road.
Yeah, there was a mile. I mean, a literal mile.
Of cones.
Of like 12-inch tall, 10-inch tall cones sitting in the middle of the road.
For no
spread
reason.
Out. For no reason.
And our man child, who wasn't so much a man child then, but he was like, we should go take him. And I was like, yes, we should.
Yes, sir, that is a good idea.
That is what's happening.
Yep. And so, yeah, I'm cruising along about 5 miles an hour, just do.
We were grabbing them and throwing them.
There were a couple of times where we hit a bump. You almost fell out the damn truck. So.
Yeah, minor details. I survived. It's fine.
Yep. And to this day, we're not going to confirm nor deny whether or not we still have some of those cones.
Yeah, because I really don't know, honestly. Enough said.
We will never know. So...
we taught him a lot of good life lessons. I'm sure we'll talk about that here and there, too.
Yep. And some things that I learned becoming that bonus dad was, all is fair in Nerf gun wars.
Oh, man. You still have some of those at work as an adult.
And that's the thing. It has actually transitioned into a full-on work arsenal. Everyone at work. We have those moments where we take out frustration on one another and shoot each other on a consistent basis. So...
yeah.
So, yeah, we try and have fun where we can.
We brought you Nerf guns into your life.
I know, and I was super excited. I had a Super Soaker when I was a kid. Never really had Nerf guns.
I didn't either, but I had a Super Soaker too.
Yeah.
As well.
Now, did you have the really cool backpack style one or like the pump style?
No, mine was definitely the cheap pump style. Brenda wasn't going to spring for no fancy one for me.
Yeah. Was it the Walmart one or the actual name brand Super Soaker?
Oh, no, it was definitely the Walmart brand one.
Oh, actually, back then when we were kids, it was probably the Kmart brand. If you think about it.
No, we didn't have a Kmart near us. We only had a Walmart. Now, when we moved to Martinsville, they had a Kmart.
Oh, so you were moving up.
But I was like, an early teen then, so that was not cool anymore.
Yeah, not cool to use a Super Soaker anymore.
I know, now it is. Like, I'll do it.
Yeah, we don't give a shit. We've gotten to the point of, like, senility and not giving a fuck.
Pretty much. I mean, you gotta live your life. YOLO.
Yeah, right. Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day we're not hustling.
That is actually accurate.
Yeah, because my knees are going. I'm getting older. Shit sucks.
My back hurts.
I know. Mine does too from carrying the weight of this podcast for you. Oh, the look.
No
love
mic
it.
drop because he just bought these, but I would.
So,
God, you're a dick today.
yeah, I have my moments.
I can't help it. I had a good idea and you ran with it.
I did. I mean, I went to the excess and,
But that's not on me, though. That's on you.
Nope.
So now that you feel like you're carrying the weight, now you know what it's like to raise a child.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boom.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. We're not in California. I can't birth a child. It's fine. So, anyways.
Well, I can't either, obviously, so it's fine.
Touche. We're not doing the dead baby jokes. It's too soon. Too soon.
Or the DDC Dead Dad Club. We'll get there, too.
Nope. Too soon. Too soon for those dark jokes. So.
But that's all I got.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. Yeah.
Dark
humor.
jokes.
Yeah.
Well, so we could tell everybody, I guess, how we met, because that always is a mic drop moment for most people.
That is a good one. You know what? It is the inaugural episode. It is the first episode. What better way than to kind of cap things off with sharing how we met and what started this almost 10-year shit show, essentially.
Well, as some of you might have guessed, we met on the Tinder.
The Tinder.
Yes. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how terrible dating is?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially when you're, like, right at... there's a door that opens and a door that closes when you hit your 30th birthday.
Well, and so we both got divorced. I was married 10 years. You were not married as long.
No.
What, like less than a year, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Considerably shorter.
Yeah. So imagine this. You're 29 as soon as your divorce is final, because ours was final in the same year.
Yeah, month apart.
And we were born the same year. So, and then you cross into that 30 mark. It's so weird. It's like, okay, these 22-year-olds are way too damn young for me.
Oh, yeah.
And then the 40-year-olds, they're way too fucking old for me. Like, It's such a weird little situation there.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was 10 years ago, and it was rough.
Yep. And it's like, when I was in that dating world, looking at, I resolved myself to the fact that, I knew whoever I was going to date 99% of the time was going to have kids.
Yeah.
And they may or may not want more, that kind of thing. And like just trying to present that. And so it was a very different concept because I'd only really dated in my early 20s. Mm-hmm. And then, all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, what do we do now?
Right. So, I mean, I was lucky. This sounds bad. That's not how I mean it. I only had one child. It's not like I came into a relationship with 6 or 7 kids, which nothing wrong if you do, but that's just a lot to take on, especially to somebody who hadn't been a parent up to that point.
Right. Yeah.
Like that has to be overwhelming. Even with one kid, I would be like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, and in that dating world, I mean, I'll be quite honest. Like I dated some psychos that had some kids. Like it was stupid.
Yeah.
I dated one that had 3 kids under the age of like 7, and they all had a different dad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is that not a red flag?
I mean, it kind of was a red flag, but at the same time, like, I felt like she was a good parent. Like, so...
And that's fair.
Like, she was doing what she needed to do.
That's fair.
She was handling business, but at the same time, and hindsight's always 20/20. You look back and you go, probably should have walked on that one.
But if you're giving somebody the benefit of a doubt and they're a decent parent, I could see how that could easily go astray. You know what I mean?
Right, for sure.
So, yeah, I dated lots of people in that time frame. That sounds bad. That's not how I mean it. It just,
Dating's dating. You meet new people.
I didn't have my man child half the time. So I was lonely a lot. Yeah. I don't have a lot of family. I didn't have anybody really around. So I dated just to go on dates even or make friends. Like I was completely fine with that until I almost got kidnapped by the Amish man.
Yeah,
the ex-Amish man.
Yeah.
So
maybe he went back to being Amish, maybe he didn't. Who knows?
I don't know. But actually, that was the last date I went on, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm going to delete the app.
I mean, it was a Dahmer moment, of course. You'd be like, fuck this.
Well, and I had just had a guy right before that, too, message me, and was being nice, and then I didn't reply for hours, and the next thing I know, then next day I got a message, and it was like, well, you're fat as fuck anyway. Like... that's what was out there to date.
Yeah.
That was not for me.
Just hateful, dumb shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I kind of was like, okay, I'm done, and actually had planned on deleting the app and just hadn't done it.
Yeah, and the same goes for me because, I worked basically 6 days a week for the most part.
Right.
I was, putting in 12 plus hour days. Like I was in a sales based industry and, I didn't have time. I didn't have time to date and I didn't have time to mess with a lot of different things. So I just kind of, was using the dating app, but, I've obviously been through those few different things and those few different like short term kind of like dating scenarios, mini relationships,
like
whatever the
fling,
hell.
whatever.
Yeah, whatever the hell you want to call it. And I'm just like, all right, screw this. I'm just going to be single. I'm done. I'm deleting the app. And then...
Well, I was in school full time. I was in my last semester of getting my medic degree. Mm-hmm. I worked for a fire department. I worked for an EMS department.
Busy all the time.
I worked two jobs plus clinicals plus class. I finally, we started messaging randomly because I guess I had swiped right on you long before, or you had swiped. I don't remember.
I don't know, because I had just kind of randomly jumped in the app from what I can remember. I mean, I've fucking slept since then, but
I think I must have swiped right first, and then you did, and then we connected, and I was like, I saw the connection because I remember I was on the ambulance. Remember me telling you that? I'm like, I work on an ambulance.
Yep.
Like, I'm more than happy to talk to you, but I can't do it through this app all day, every day, because it'll drain my battery.
Right.
And I said, I won't be free for 2 months, and I explained why. Mm-hmm. And you were like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And we talked every day.
Yeah. Talked all the time.
Text all the time.
Talked late into the night. I got probably in those first couple of months we were talking, probably 2-3 hours of sleep every night for the most part.
Right.
So, which was stupid on my part, but not stupid on my part at the same time.
Right, because you really got the prize, me.
I did. I'm winning at life for sure.
He's only saying that for you people, and that's fine with me. But no.
She knows my secret.
But no, what's funny is the day that I had planned. So we lived an hour apart.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We had planned on me coming up. We knew it was going to be too late by the time I got off shift, drove to your house. It was going to be too late to do anything. So we ordered food. I don't remember if we ordered food or what we did, but we had the common love of Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen the
good old SOA.
I hadn't seen the last season yet because I only had Netflix.
And I was a cheap ass and,
downloaded it.
I pirated everything back in the day.
So we ate and we watched that and we've been together ever since.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget that night that I was supposed to come to your house. Mm-hmm. We had a late run, remember? And I tore my pants right up, and they had to get me out of the fire truck because I was dangling, which that's another story. But the Amish man invited me over for his house for dinner that night, and I was like, I blocked and deleted it because I was like, I guarantee you, I'm gonna be his dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was some creepy.
Some Chianti and some fava beans.
Some creepy vibes.
Yeah.
And then we've been together ever since.
Yeah. Thankfully. I mean, you stuck with me, so.
Same. I mean, it's not been easy, but...
nothing worth having ever is.
No, that's true.
So, and that's, shit. There's not much in our life that has been easy for us.
No, we had two exes who were not super compliant or helpful in any way, shape, or form. To be nice about it.
Yep. One wanted money and the other one didn't want to give money. So, it was just an absolute trade-off.
It was so much fun. So, but yeah, we've been through some tough times together.
Yeah, so.
He's been wrangling me for 9 years, everybody.
I know. Look out.
Yee.
So yeah, I think that's probably a pretty good first episode. That gives a good introduction to everybody, letting them know who we are, what we're trying to talk about, and what we're trying to do. We're truly just trying to have fun, get the creative outlet, and let these things out and let our friends and
that's
everybody
the plan.
hear this.
Yeah, that's the plan. Is we have a lot of friends that want to come on and talk about stories that I've told them when the first time they've heard them.
First time we all met.
Yeah, that. Things like the weird things that I get myself into. So we'll have all those stories, and I'm sure Brenda at some point will be making an appearance.
And
a vocal appearance.
And I'm sure at some point in time we'll have our dogs being jackasses and making noise on the mics, and you know.
So deal with it, people.
Yeah, they're dogs. Damn it, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, but no, thank you all for listening, giving us this opportunity, and look out for episode 2, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Make sure to share and like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/The Adventures of E, and on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@Adventures of E. Maybe we'll make an Instagram account, and maybe we won't. Only time will tell. See you next time.